Seasoned, those will still kind of stand out. But sanding.
All right, now that we've got everything sanded, ground down, ready to go for handles, the next thing we want to do is take these skillets and set them on this flat surface and spin them around, make sure that the bottom is fairly flat or at least convexed a little bit on the inside. So the first thing we do, this one doesn't move a whole lot, but I can tell it's got a pivot point right over here. So this is really scientific. What we do is turn it over and then beat it with a hammer. That one was simple. We need to bend these handles to give them their unique shape. So we've got this really high-tech piece of plywood that we've actually cut with a bandsaw to make the shape that we use for our skillet handles. And a lot of the stuff in our shop just relies on brute force. And this is one of those jobs. So we've kind of designed this so that we can just put this handle in all the way to the bottom, align it, make sure it's straight, give it a good push. Next step is let's get a drill bit in. This is a 1/4 inch drill bit for our 1/4 inch rivets. We're actually going to drill these out real quick because these are just rough. All right, so we're going to go ahead and rivet this now. I've got the rivets in place through the holes coming out the backside, and I'm going to cold rivet these. I just put it over the edge of the anvil here, nice solid surface. All right, so you can see in my hand here that that line is going directly down the handle, right onto the center, and that is good to go.
So we've heated up these pans now with nothing on them, just clean, heated them up, and hopefully they've switched colors. Let's see what we get. They turn kind of blue, strangely enough. Some of them turn more purple, cobalt. There it is. So that's a blue oxide layer. It is actually a different form of rust than the rust we typically think of, this red rust, and it's more stable. It actually protects the metal from rusting. Oh, that's getting very hot. So we'll let those cool down for a minute and get them seasoned.
So to be able to cook in a skillet and not have things stick, we have a piece of metal, that's the skillet, and then we have some kind of organic layer above that. And that is what provides non-stick qualities. So when you buy a non-stick skillet from the store and they put Teflon or ceramic or something like that, eventually that's going to wear out. And when that wears out, your pan's going to stick and there's nothing you can do about it. You throw it away or recycle it, hopefully. But with carbon steel, if you somehow scratch your seasoning or you ruin it or your friend puts it in the dishwasher, you can clean it really well, wipe it down with a little bit of high smoke point oil like grapeseed oil, and you can build that seasoning back up and have another layer of non-stick capability and use that pan for the rest of your life.
It's not rocket science. Put a little oil in. We use grapeseed oil, and it's a high smoke point oil. Coats the metal, and then when we put it in and reheat it and bring it up to temperature and let it cool down, it's given it a layer of seasoning. In other words, this oil has started to polymerize on the surface of the metal. At this point, strangely enough, that's way too much oil. So now we go through with a dry paper towel and we act like we're trying to wipe all this oil off as much as we can. This is not only the seasoning process, it's the re-seasoning process. You can go over the top of the old seasoning, you can strip the old seasoning off and literally start all over from scratch.